Hi, this is Paula from Alanda Craft, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Zoom Precision Engraving Tool for the ScanNCut. Now this tool was sent to us by the creators to try out, and you can see it in action here. It's doing a beautiful job. We tested it only on the ScanNCut too, so just be aware of that, but the creator does tell me it works on all versions of the machine. Now you can see it engraving on this piece of aluminium, but it can also engrave on copper, silver, metal clay, acrylic, plastic, glass and leather. Now it does come with 3 different tips, and you also get some aluminium blanks to play with, as you can see here. I've already started engraving on quite a few. And the different tips you can see here in close-up. You get a precision tip, a regular tip and a blunt tip. But to be honest, I really only use the middle one, the regular tip, because it just seemed to work so well with everything. But you can get, depending on what you're engraving on, you might want to try different ones in different settings. So to get the tip in, you just unscrew the top and screw it back on, and you just pop it into the machine like any holder. So you can see there I'm taking out the old one and just popping this one in. It goes in there nicely. And this is one of the aluminium blanks we've got here. So you really have to get this onto the mat nicely so it sticks really well. And I'm using a 2-sided tape, and it works really well. It holds it in place, doesn't move an inch. So I'm peeling off the backing of that. And then I'm taking off the protective coating. And then I'm going to line it up on the mat. I'm lining it up on those dotted lines just to make sure it's not crooked. You want to make sure it's perfectly straight. And then I load it into the machine. Now I'm going to be scanning this through first, and I'm scanning it through to Canvas Workspace. You can just run this through the machine, scan it, and just place a file from the machine onto there, but I'm actually scanning it through the Canvas Workspace because I'm going to be importing an SVG file to place on this, and it just works a lot easier in Canvas Workspace. So it's transferred it over, so I'm just bringing it in, bringing the scanned image in, and there it is on the screen, and I want to lock that scanned image in place. So I'm going to Layers and locking it. You can see I'm selecting the lock option, and that way I can't move it. You can see I can't move that on the mat there. Now at this point you want to choose what you want to add to here. So you can start by selecting a shape from the machine itself by selecting Shapes. You can choose the text option there. You can see there I'm just typing in hello. And then you can change the font up above if you want as well, so you could do that. But I'm personally actually going to be bringing in an SVG file. So I'm going to be selecting the SVG option. And I'm bringing in a file that I got from Love SVG, so there'll be links in the description field below. It's this little bee happy thing, which is quite cute. And what I want to do is, I'm just here for a second just getting everything in place. I wanted to bring the happy over, so I'm just grouping the word happy like that and just lining it up along the side there, just so it ran lengthways like that. Okay, now I'm just bringing it over and resizing it to just get it to fit that little aluminium blank. And at this point I couldn't see what I was doing, so I went in over to Properties to change the colour to white. See there? And that just made it a whole lot easier to see what I was doing. And then I just resized it down and zoomed in so I could see it a little better, just to get it in the right placement there. And once I'm happy with that, I need to change all of that file to drawing files. We don't want this to cut. Okay, you don't want it to be a cutting file, you want it to be a drawing file. So you can see I've gone into Layers and I'm selecting each of those shapes as Draw. Now, to be honest, I could have just clicked on the Be Happy itself, and an option would have appeared on the menu to select Draw, and it would have done it all in one go. But anyway, at least you get to see the layers there and to double check that everything is set to Draw. That's what you want. So once I've done that, I can come back up to File and export it back to the machine. So I'm exporting it, transferring FCM file, and you'll get a warning message because you've got that scanned image in the background, so that's okay. You just click OK if you see that. Alright, and then once I click OK there, you can see Transfer FCM file is the option you want, and that'll transfer the file back to your machine. This assumes you've got Wi-Fi connected. If you don't, you can just save it to a USB and use the USB option instead. So you can see I'm bringing it back now, I'm retrieving it, and there it is now. So that Be Happy text is now appearing on my screen, and technically it should be over the aluminium blank, but I don't trust it. So I'm going to be scanning it through again, just to be sure, because sometimes your machines can come out of alignment. I did one when I first started doing this, and it actually was quite out of alignment. So you have to do a scanning adjustment. You'll find that in the settings option if you need to do that. But you can see that it's scanning through, and I'm just going to go and zoom into it. Go to the zoom function just to see, to make sure that it is actually aligned. And I can see it's a little bit, see I'm zooming quite a way in. I can see it's a little bit high up. So I'm going to be clicking OK. And then just nudging. You can see there you can just nudge and move things around, and zooming in again just to double check it's good. And it's looking good now, so I can click OK. And then OK, and then I'm moving through, so I'm clicking OK to get to the draw option. So select draw here. Okay, and there it is on my screen. So at this point I can click the green button, and pop-up will appear saying attach appropriate holder. Just click OK and press the green button again, and it'll just override that. And away it goes. You can see it there starting to now engrave. And we'll just speed that up a little because you don't need to see the whole thing there. But it does a wonderful job of engraving. Okay. And when you'll see once it's done, it'll show a few specks of the aluminium here and there. Once it's wiped over, it gets nice and clean. It looks a lot better, but you can see it's done a great job there. And here's the second one I did, and this was after I had learned what settings to use, and these are the ones that I found worked well. So if you go into settings and just reduce the draw speed a little, it can be 1 or 2, but I increased the draw pressure right up to its maximum, and that seems to do a great job, and that's what I did from then on. I pretty much did the draw pressure at 9 for anything I did. You can see another example there, that's just XOXO, and it did a much better job. And this is the one I used using the fill option, and I'll have all the settings for that over on the website if you want to do something like this. This again is a Love SVG file, so link in the description field below for that. And I'll have the settings on the site on how to achieve this effect where it fills all that space there rather than just do an outline. So it does a great job. We had a lot of fun playing with this. You can see that there. Really nice job. And there's some other examples there. So highly recommend it. We like I said, had a great fun with this. And links will be in the description field below.